you ready to join us? Well then, here we go.
Garish costumes, fire and mediocre melodies. That's right, the Eurovision Song Contest is back. And just in time too, because aren't we all getting a little bit fed up with Brexit? Oh, I said I wasn't going to mention Brexit in this one. The Eurovision Song Contest is back. And if the past year's performances are anything to go by, we're in for one hell of a ride. 41 participants from 41 countries will head to last year's winner and this year's host city Tel Aviv, where contestants from the wacky to the, well, very wacky will compete for the crown. But how much do you really know about the show? And what do we have to look forward to this year? The Eurovision Song Contest originally began mainly as a radio show back in 1956, when Europe was still recovering from the Second World War and needed a team-building exercise of sorts to bring the divided countries back together. 7 countries initially took part, which has extended over the years to an impressive 41 countries today, including Australia. Australia, I hear you say? Despite the fact that it's definitely not in Europe, Eurovision has always had a large Aussie following with a massive case of FOMO.
Oh, Struth, darling, I thought you said you'd let me play this time.
So on the contest's 60th anniversary, Australia was invited to take part, who then just ended up sticking around.
Thank you, Australia.
While it might seem like one big friendly sing-song, its voting system has been criticised as an opportunity for neighbouring countries to give each other points, despite what they actually think of their songs.
12 points to Cyprus.
Cyprus 12 points, Chypre 12 points.
Each country would give 2 sets of 1 to 8, 10 and 12 points, the first being given by a jury of music professionals and 1 set given by viewers at home. So with so many countries, it's perhaps unsurprising that there's been lots of memorable and sometimes just downright weird performances. One of the most memorable entries was when Bucks Fizz sang Making Your Mind Up for the UK in the 1981 contest, or when ABBA won in 1974 for Sweden in their performance of the iconic Waterloo, which later became one of the best-selling singles in history. But not everyone is always as lucky at securing lasting fame and success after the show. Some of the more eccentric entries have earned huge applause in the room, but that hasn't always translated into points on the board. In 2006, Finland's very own heavy metal band Lordi rocked the crowd with their glaring red eyes and rather frightening costumes. But beyond the bonkers concept, it went down as one hell of a performance and actually went on to win. And need I remind you of Poland's entry in 2014? So who are some of the entries to look out for this year? Flying the flag for the UK is 21-year-old Michael Rice, performing his song Bigger Than Us. Michael's no stranger to singing competitions, having taken part in All Together Now and The X Factor, and now he's won the right to represent the UK at Eurovision. Rice, who owns his own waffle and milkshake business, already has a guaranteed spot in the final. This is because the UK is one of the contest's dubbed Big Five countries, along with France, Germany, Spain and Italy, who donate so much money that it would just be rude not to give them a spot in the grand finale. However, he's facing some fierce competition from the likes of these lot. Iceland's entry is perhaps the most quirky-looking contestants this year, having been described as an anti-capitalist BDSM techno band. But will they do enough to please the crowd? The most streamed track of the contest so far comes from Italy's entry Soldi by 27-year-old Alessandro Mahmood. Other popular entries include Sweden's John Lundvik, who was actually born in London and co-wrote Michael Rice's song, and Ireland's Sarah McTernan, just to name a few. So as the final approaches, call round the friends and family, be prepared for the cheese, and wash up a couple glasses, because if anything, it's going to be one hell of a drinking game.
Please drink responsibly.
Ciao